it's Christy from Onesto Group, specialising in commercial fit-outs, NDIS and aged care modifications and commercial building projects. Today's video is going to be a brief overview of the process of the building project. Now, when we're approached, sometimes it can be people assume that it will go a certain way, and then they learn that there's a whole process that happens even before construction. So I'd just like to educate you all on what the actual process is, so you feel like you're empowered enough and know what to expect moving forward. This process will apply mostly to the commercial fit out and commercial building projects. However, depending on the size of the NDIS and aged care modifications, parts of or all of the process will apply. So let's get started. Firstly, you'll be won't know where to look, may Google, find Onesto Group, and we'll make contact either via email, through the website, or give us a call in the office. Initially, we will make a time to meet with you at the proposed space. We definitely recommend not signing your lease or contract before you meet with us, and I'll get into that a bit further into the video. So initially we will meet with you on site. We will introduce ourselves, gain a complete scope of work. So a complete scope of works will basically mean all of your hopes, dreams and wishes that you would like in this space, your ideal scenario of what you would like included in this space. We will then take a site measure. It's an approximate site measure. Obviously, we will then ask if you would be able to get any existing plans of the space. We may require a design brief of sorts. It will be very brief at that stage, and just to get a complete needs analysis of this project. The next will be, we will then go back to our office. There's usually a period of time of turnaround from there. At the moment, we're going to 2 to 3 weeks. Obviously, it depends on the workload at the time. We will then go back and we will produce to you a conceptual design brief. So basically, it's just a small fee proposal to enable us to come back. We then do a floor plan, hopefully being able to encompass all of your requirements in that space. We will, in that conceptual design fee proposal, we will do the floor plan and we will give you a budget estimate. Now that is an approximate price of what we think the project will be worth, give or take, we say 15%. Obviously that will not be gold plated finishes, but it also won't be the bottom of the range. It's usually based on a standard finish schedule. From there, if you get this and you think, great, that's within my budget, or actually it's a little bit high, that's where we are happy to actually show you, well, we can actually save you some money here, or I've got a bit more room to move, I'd really like to add some great finishes in here. This then enables you to work with us and we can build it to your budget. Additionally, this budget estimate will also give you an idea before you sign your lease or contract. Actually, I can afford this space. I can actually go perhaps back to the landlord and negotiate a fit out incentive or something, whatever your agreement is with your landlord and with your solicitor that you'll be able to negotiate. If you then decide to go ahead, we will then send you a design fee proposal. Now this is different to the initial one, the initial conceptual design fee. This is probably a little bit bigger because we then have to go to a full design package. So that then enables us to possibly engage consultants. So there's all kinds of consultants we may need to engage with. It could be hydraulics, which is your plumbing. You may be moving plumbing around and what have you. We need to be able to submit those plans to council. Then it also might be, it will be a certifier and they are a private certifier, so they actually gain a building approval from the council for us. They will also come back with some recommendations of some changes or requirements to meet certain codes and what have you. There's also potential, depending on the project, you may need there are a lot of others. There could be mechanical, which is your air conditioning engineers in the space. You may need that to be specifically designed for your space. There could be electrical engineers. It kind of goes on. It really just depends on your project. But this is where we will give you a list of what we estimate you will require in that project and what you will have to allow for. So this is an initial outlay of cost before you've even started the project. This then enables us to then go to full design. So we will, depending on what you require in your project, again, we'll be doing a full set of plans, elevations. There will be things like plumbing plans, partitioning plans, ceiling plans, reflected ceiling plans, finishes plans. We have our in-house interior designer that will specify the materials to be used, which will be within your budget. And then at the end of it, we will also be gaining your building approval. Now, once all of the plans have been signed off by the certifier, we get the building approval, we then can give you an exact figure of how much that project will cost, because basically all of the consultants and us, whilst we're designing it, can be adding up the costs and knowing, okay, we've got a budget here, we need to design it within that budget. And if we feel that there's anything that is extraordinary or something that we weren't aware of before we even went into the property, this is a great time now to know, actually, you know what, this could increase in here. How about we work with the budget in some other area? So this is where the communication is really important with you to go back and forward in this stage. Once a proposal has been submitted to you and you're happy, you will sign that off. Depending on the size of the project, you will either have to sign a master builder's contract that we use, or you can sign our terms and conditions. Obviously, it depends on the financial amount of the project. We will then go and send you an invoicing schedule, and you know then exactly how much we're going to invoice at certain increments. We'll give you a program of works, a start and finish time, who's going to be on site and when. We will then go and engage all of the contractors, order the materials, pay all deposits, etc. Once that's started, we have started on site, we obviously go to construction phase, which that part actually sometimes happens a lot quicker than the stages up until that point. So we will monitor the construction progress throughout the whole project, and we will keep you informed the whole way. There are sometimes do happen, very rarely, but sometimes it occurs that there's little surprises under we might cut up a slab and there's some little surprises under there. We will always make you aware of it straight up. If there's ever any variations, which we really, really try to avoid variations at all costs, we are an open book company. So we don't go to make our profits on our variations. We say, this is our cost. We will show you the costs of the variations, whether it's from our contractors or the materials that we require, and we will agree with you before you even sign the proposal what you are agreed to pay our margin on top. So generally we keep it very, very small. We'll just say, okay, here's our cost to you, a little bit of a margin on the top, let's get this project finished, and it's always signed off by you, so you feel very much in control of what's going on. Once the during construction, obviously we have a full safety protocol that we have to follow, especially during these times. We have quite strict scan-in procedures. No one's allowed on site, unfortunately, unless there's a real reason to be there. Obviously, the contractors need to be on there, but our team are excellent with their safety, and we take it very, very seriously. Also, then we get to completion, which is the exciting part. During this stage, we will do a walkthrough. There may be some small defects. There's generally very, very small. This is called practical completion. So we will send you the practical completion invoice. That enables you to start trading, even though there might be a little mark on the wall, or a knob might not be quite on tight enough, or what have you. Our guys will always be back within the first 2 weeks to complete all of those defects, but you are well and truly ready to trade. And then we also give you a handover book, which will give you all of your certificates. There'll be a certificate of classification from the certifier. He walks through and says, yep, you are ready to trade, and it's all built to as per my approved plans that we've sent through to the council. And there could be some manuals from like air conditioning manuals, CAM manuals for your joinery, etc., your carpet. There's so many things, and we provide a full book both in physical and digital format, and send that through to you along with a little handover gift to say thank you very much for choosing us. That's a very brief overview of the whole process. Please, if anyone has any questions or are really curious or feel like they don't quite understand any of it, we're all here to answer your questions. We really want to be an open book in regards to this. It's not a scary process, and we would really look forward to speaking with anybody if you have any questions about it. So if you like this video, please give us a like, a thumbs up, share it, and I will be going in depth into more videos very soon. Thank you, and thank you for building with the Onesto Group.